All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, Ron. Good to see you, buddy.
Hi, Ron.
How are you?
And today we're talking about what's in your bug out bag.
Yeah, what's in your bob? Are you guys all switching
Talking
over
about
everything?
what's in your bug out bag. Whoops.
I got
What?
it. It was me.
Is you? Okay. I had to double check. I got about three screens going on.
Yeah, I took one of mine down, so I knew it was me. It was by talking to me right here in front of me.
Not a problem. Like I said, folks, right now we're changing season. So make sure your bug out bag's geared up for spring and summer. Me, because
Yep,
I live in the
switching
desert.
over.
I live in the desert, so I had to switch over to summer because right now everybody's air temperatures. Check it. I'm 96 this afternoon. Will is you said 70, right? Will,
70, yep.
and you don't want to be out there in long johns, rain trench coat, and hot hip boots or knee boots. It's a little hot.
Yeah. Have your bag sitting out next to you while you're out in the garden, and then all of a sudden the rain comes, and you reach in there to get your poncho, and you got this big, heavy
Rain suit.
rain suit.
Yeah, in 80-degree rainy weather. It's going to be loads of fun.
Ponchos are way much more fun.
Yep. And also, you could use it as a tent too.
How are you today, Ron? So you got that good URL up there.
Yep. Everybody check out Ron's book on Amazon.
Hey,
Links.
Michael.
Hi,
Welcome
Michael.
aboard. You got your spring, summer bag put together yet, Michael? I've got a list here of stuff that you should have in your spring bag.
Go for it, Will.
Some of the stuff you should have, you should be taking the heavy stuff out, replacing it all with stuff like those little handy wipes, baby wipes, or whatever you want to call them. Just have a few of those little 10 or 15 count things in there. And then maybe a bottle of hand sanitizer would be good.
Small bottle. Do not get the gallon
Small
jug.
bottle, yeah. And then have you some all purpose soap in there. You know, like that little squirt bottle you get at the dollar store or
Yep.
something. Just get one of those and throw it in there. Along, along with, and I got mine yesterday when I was at Walmart because I didn't know where mine went, but a little signal mirror. You can get those little plastic things at Walmart. You know, you just they snap open. You can use them, you know, to look at see if you got something in your eye, or if you get lost or whatever, you can use them as a signal mirror.
Very handy, folks.
Very handy. You don't think they're much, but man, they come in handy. Another good thing would be a small pack of paper towels.
Remember, a small pack. They do sell them. Do not get the big roll. I've seen people like, we save space by cutting them down or stuffing them into a bag. I'm like, no.
As one guy said, he took a hacksaw, cut his big roll
In
into
half.
like six smaller rolls.
Yeah. It just drives you nuts. And high P2E and high anadir.
Toilet paper, make sure you got your TP in there.
You
I
don't
don't
want to use
know when
you don't want to use a pine cone, folks.
uh, I know a while back they were selling the pucks. They
Yeah, the
had that
little
was a
desk.
big thing. Everybody was going around with the puck idea, and I went out and I found mine. And I bought what was it, 800 of them, and it only comes in a plastic bag about this big around.
Right.
But it actually is a pain in the butt. But I can take out two or three at a time and throw them in the backpack.
Right.
But
But
just
folks,
having them sitting around is a pain in the you know what.
yeah, I know. But folks, this is the other part for those. If you're not used to using them, they need water because you're not going to use it in its tablet form. I have to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom. No, you have to soak it in water first. add water.
Yeah, even if you just cut the plastic and say you're gonna pull it out of there, it pulls out, but it stays all matted up and stuff, and it doesn't open up for crap.
No, you have to soak it. You have to soak it for a couple of minutes.
If you get to go to the toilet, some of those statewide toilets do have water in them, but I wouldn't suggest putting them in the water that's in the toilet itself.
No. What's next on the list, Will?
I gotta help myself there. A small traveling toothbrush and toothpaste, because you want to make sure you're keeping your teeth hygienic. And then you also want to need to have the other things for like the ladies and whatnot. Make sure you got all those hygiene
right.
necessities.
But if it's remember, each bag is for each person. So this is you don't need tampons if you're a guy and you're the only two people like Will and Dustin. If they don't have any women with them, why do they have to take feminine hygiene spray?
Well, you can take them with you if they come in good for fire starters and
true,
stuff.
but it's always weight, and weight kills. So you add a couple ounces here and a couple ounces there, and you end up like whatchamacallit, Hubble's cat, tipped over, can't get up with a bug out bag. You want to keep it light as possible, folks. Yeah. So only put the stuff you need. You don't need to take about 300 toilet tabs. You only need maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Depends how long you go out in the woods.
There you go. That's a literal.
True.
Literally. Try to get them in there. It's a literal pain in the butt.
Yep. And we have 6 watching. What's next on the list?
Oh man, I got a lot of them here. You want to make sure you have a ferro rod so you can start your fire. I know a lot of people prefer Bic lighters, but I'm an old school guy. I like messing around with a ferro rod, so I just throw one in my bug out bag. I got all different sizes of them, but my main one is that big old hunker.
Now, seeing in the comments, Michael says, I got 125 pounds of lightweight gear, do 20 miles.
125. So what kind of stuff is in that 125? Just throw some stuff out there for us so maybe some of the others here can help you slim down a little bit.
Slim down a lot.
Hi, Irene.
Hi, Irene. That's Iron Fire Horse. You got to understand, folks, if you do 20, you're supposed to do 10 to 20 miles a day. And I was in the Air Force and I had to carry a weapon in my pack. That's 125 pounds. You want to see pain after 20 miles? I had blisters and sores you would not believe because we don't use buses because buses don't go over hard pan and rocks and stuff. It's not flat surface. Once you go past the road, it's misery.
Yep. That's something I carry too. I carry all of that stuff there. Comes in handy whether you need them or not.
Yeah, mostly not. You just got to make sure if you definitely need it because every pound, every ounce hurts. I still have feet problems, back problems from those. And what's next on the list, Will?
I have to have all the answers. I have a Mylar blanket would be nice to have in your backpack.
Right. Depending on the weight, folks, you could either use the foil blanket, which is the lightest, or you could do the Mylar survival blanket, which is the heaviest. So you have like 3 ounce to, I think it's 1.5 pounds for the tarp.
The Mylars are pretty nice because the lightweight part of it.
Right.
You can just wrap yourself up in there like a taco.
Yep. And it'll keep you warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's two types. There's the heavy duty type, and then there's the foil pocket one. And we all seen the foil pocket ones, right? Well,
The foil pocket ones are nice. They don't last very long if you're
no,
out in the woods, but you know they don't cost much either. So I just throw one of the foil ones in
yeah,
because if I use it, then uh, won't be much to replace. But if I don't use it, then it comes in handy for other things too.
right. I have the heavy duty one because I have three different climates I gotta face. I have the valley, I have the foothills, and I have the high Sierras. And I use the foil ones, and it's only good for one shot, so I use the heavy duty ones, and that's worth the pound in weight. And also, I use it as a ground tarp because the foil reflects the heat from my body away from the ground.
P2E says the grabber space blanket.
Uh, I can't remember if that's a foil or a tarp. Tarp is the heaviest, foil is the lightest. And I can't remember what was grabbers.
Or what where does that fit in our spectrum? P to E.
I don't want
Well,
to
he's
open.
answering. You
Let's
want to
see.
make sure that you have some sort of blade inside your backpack, whether it's a utility knife or a razor blade knife or something like that.
And folks, his answer was it's the larger tarp size.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and you want a large blade. Um, you'll have your standard knives. We all carry it. You know, we carry the Boy Scout knife, but you want also something with a fixed large blade. About this size, right, Will?
That would work. Yeah.
Yeah. But folks, you want to anywhere from a fixed large blade from 4 to 5 inches because we're not going out there combating zombies. We don't need a full machete in our backpack.
And you don't have to try to use it like shoot, I just had it in my brain. You don't want to chop firewood with it.
No.
You
Yeah.
want to be able to use your little hand axe for that, and that should
Right.
be somewhere on your backpack,
Right.
if not inside, outside somewhere.
Right. The hand axe is what I tell everybody. If you can't get a folding saw, a hand axe is a lot handier because you can't chop with a folding saw. I see people like, you have to chop it, but they're like, I'm doing it. Remember that LA prepper one when he was like, I'm going to cut a piece of wood?
Yep.
It was the longest 30-minute video I ever saw, and it was eucalyptus, one of the densest, hardest wood. And like, if he had a bow saw,
I've got a big old scar on the side of my ankle like that long from a
yeah,
hand axe, where it hit a knot inside the piece of wood I was chopping, and it came out of the wood and into my ankle. And I thought it was pretty funny at the time because
until it starts hurting. Yeah,
the blood was just kind of coming out in big squirts, And I said, "Oh, I must have hit an artery." So I wrapped it up with paper towels and duct tape, and
yeah.
had had my roommate get me out of there and into an emergency room.
Well, Irene threw out her knife with the vegetable peelings. Whoops. Let's see. Hatchet and just a regular cheap handsaw. Yeah, pruning saws are fine. You don't need a silky. Just get a regular pruning saw. Gerber
Yeah, they
has
had those. I can't remember the saws that you can buy at Walmart. They're
Hey.
only $4 or $5, and they fold up.
Yep, it's just a pruning saw, folks. Easiest pie, just go over to Walmart, pick you up a couple. But remember, those things are only good if you're cutting under 4 inches. Anything bigger than 4 inches, you need a bow saw.
Be
Because I was,
careful too. They are sharp.
yep, because I was arguing with another bushcrafter on the benefits of a bow saw versus hand saw. And I told him, if you're going to cut anything bigger than 4 to 5 inches, you go to a bow saw because two people could work it. Well, pruning saw, it's one person, and we seen what happened to Ellie Prepper. I'm getting there, halfway done. 30 minutes later, I'm almost at the. Hell, I'll just take the whole tree and take it home.
Corona saw, yeah, Corona saw is good.
Yep. And you can get replacement blades for it. Make sure you read the packaging if it has a replacement blade for it. Gerber does on all their foldable saws, and they still have the one. I'll try to show it because people have been asking for it. Is the one that slips into the container, the handle. You push it out, push it. Yeah, yeah. They still have it. It's only $10, and you can replace the blade for $4. It's fairly easy.
Most of the stuff that we're telling you about, you can get at Walmart or any kind of
Hardware,
hunting or hardware store, and most of it is pretty darn cheap. You know,
it is.
You can get whatever you want depending on how much money you want to spend. But I don't like to spend a lot of money. I like to make the money kind of spread out everywhere.
Right, we're both cheap. Well, what's next on the list for the bug out bag?
Oh, I don't know. Let's talk about some water bottles and filters.
Always a good subject.
Always a good subject to make sure that you've got your water container and a filtration system.
Yep.
I mean, even if you've got the straw thing, they work as long as you watch what you're sucking through them.
Yeah, it's like I tell people, I live in an ag area. You do not want to go to an agricultural ditch. It's like, I could drink this wonderful. What color is the water? It's orange, Uncle Al.
Oh, look, it's got something floating on the top of it.
Yeah, it's called roadkill. Get away from that irrigation ditch. Know your water colors because it looks bad where. Remember that one guy who used to be an ex-alcoholic says, I could drink dumpster water. And everybody was yelling at him, don't do it. Next day, he didn't have a channel because I think he killed himself. Yeah, I drank this dumpster water And if you ever go back, go check out Will's channel. Remember, Will, when you took apart that cheap Life Straw one?
Yeah. Watch what you buy for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to get.
If it says it's a Life Straw, make sure it's a Berkey. Because the Berkey makes the best straw on the market. This one company tried to put something that looked a lot like it out there, and we had a lot of people getting sick from using that straw.
What was in there anyway?
You want to make sure that you're getting it wasn't what it's supposed to be.
Right, it was like non-activated charcoal and some
some sort of string inside of it.
Right, and some kind of plug. Looked like a tampon.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah.
Yep.
So
basically, I took it apart. It was not even close to being the right thing.
You had some kind of dust come out of it too. Could be asbestos, folks. So I wouldn't be trusting them. They're all made in China except for Berkey. I think Berkey's made in America, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Berkey makes the best one. Make sure you get a Berkey, and then there's some other ceramic filters out there. And if you're going to make your own 5-gallon Berkey, you'll want to make sure that you get the ceramic type of filters that run in between each of your 5-gallon buckets to make sure that it's picking up the particulates in the right order.
Right. Okay, after enough about your water containers and stuff, if you're really cheap, folks, go with the high-pressure plastic ones, the soda bottles, not the water bottle. I keep telling this to people because we all know what happened to the water bottle. Crunch, right, Will?
Yep.
So you want a 2-liter soda bottle. That'll make a temporary, like Will has right there. That will make a great water bottle. And it doesn't cost anything, right, Will?
Nope. Comes free with the drink in it.
Right. But you could fill it up with water like he's consuming now, mass quantities.
Just the right quantity that you need for a day.
Yep. So you can't refill those up with water, folks. What's next on the list, Will?
How about some utility cord? Anybody know what kind you're supposed to get? Paracord? I have several kinds.
Me too.
It doesn't really matter. You have to learn how to do the knots as well.
Right. This one is on cordage. You have to be careful. Paracord has its uses, but also you need utility cord, which Will says, which is a several strand like this. See that? And it's woven. You don't want to get the cord that's not woven.
If you take it and you spray the end of it, if it doesn't have a small cord inside after you've gone through what they call the splay, and that's all
splay.
the
little fibers
that are inside of it. And then when you get past those, there should be another small cord inside of that.
That's paracord, folks.
That's the true paracord.
Right. This one is utility cord that's woven. And yes, P2E, if you can't tie a knot, you're in trouble. Another thing that Wes S had a problem with, it's not a rope. I keep telling this to people. Make sure you got a rope. Because me and Hubble's cat was arguing about it. If you're going to carry a 200-pound person or heavier, make sure it's a rappelling rope. Because if you get a yachting rope, that's stretch. So you yo-yo the person off the cliff. Because a lot of people don't understand. Because Will has been in the Navy and he knows what I'm talking about.
A real rope will be braided.
Right. And also in the Navy. Yeah, Kevlar cord is also another thing. Kevlar cord, you have to be careful. It's a cordage, not ropage. Because Will's been in the Navy and the Navy went through different. What was in Vietnam? Was it nylon or was it hemp?
Nylon.
So we have different varieties of rope, and you got to know what you're doing with each rope. It's really funny watching Wes S picking up a pig with paracord. Well, I'm going to string up this pig with paracord. 75-pound pig. I don't think it's going to work. What do you think, Will?
Not too good.
No. So know your cordage and ropes, folks, and know the weight too. Not weight of the rope, but the weight it can carry. Because you don't want okay, Will, we'll get you out of the well. Let me throw you this utility cord. I don't think we'll be pulling up Will anytime later. You have to have a good rope, folks. So understand that.
You have to know the yardage that it can pull. And then know the weight of the person. You work everything together, and then you might get the person out.
Right. If you goof up on either two, the yardage and the weight, you don't. Well, we just called Lassie, and Lassie says, "I'm on a cell phone. We're going to get a fire truck to pull you out." Will's in the well.
Gray man, hey, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey, Gray man. So what's next on the list, Will?
Fish hooks and fishing line. Just a small amount, just so that when you get bored, you can go out and catch fish.
Yep. Also, it's a lot easier than hunting because you could tie this the fishing line to a branch or a stake and do other stuff. Hunting, you can't do that.
Yeah, yo-yos. They have things like yo-yos. You just set them up over a creek, and you tie them off to a branch, and you let it down in there, and then the fish hooks itself, and it pulls it in for you. It's kind of cool if you guys haven't used one of those.
I'm a southern boy. I go jug fishing. You get an empty jug, you put your bait and line there, you throw the jug out there.
Oh,
and
you
then,
mean a trot line?
no, it's a jug. Only one hook.
Only one hook.
Yeah.
You
And then
guys ever used a trot line? Those
yes.
are kind of cool. Gray man,
But
I think, probably used a trot line.
yeah, but
Or you string them out across the river.
right, but if you get caught, that's 2 years and
I don't know. It depends. Some states allow it.
yeah, but California doesn't. But they
Uh,
allow jug fishing. You can jug fish.
that's different. They won't let you trot line, but they'll let you jug fish.
Right, because it's considered as a float, and if you're there, you can pull it in. Trout line is
Spider wire.
clarify that, Gray Man.
Yeah, what is spider wire?
Yeah, because a trout line is trout. I'm having my days. Been working too
Trout
hard.
line, you just put them across the river. My dad and I used to set them out.
Right, but
And you put the lines about 2 feet apart. You set them down so they go down in the river about 2 feet, and you just let them sit there and dangle.
Right.
And then we used to go back and check them about every 4 hours, and you could tell whether you had fish on there or not. The trout line, the line that was going back and forth from one side to the other, would be all over the place. The fish were on there trying to get loose, So we go pull them in, hang them up, hang them out, and then bait them up, throw them back out.
Right.
That's the easiest fishing I ever done my whole life.
True, but it depends on state by state, so be careful. And they say it's a type of fishing line.
Spider wire for fishing.
Yeah, it's a type of fishing line, they say.
How about we got that one. How about the first aid kit? You gotta have a first aid kit in your bob, right?
Right. And next week, I think Dave of Southern Ohio Prepping has Doc Bones and Nurse Amy again. Please check them out. If you're going to do a first aid kit, make sure you know how to use it. Most first aid kits are, hi Howie, are ouchie boo boo kind of kits. If you like Will and put an axe to your leg and it's an ouchie boo boo kit, I think Will's in big trouble.
I got a first aid kit in my bob right around the corner there.
So make
sure
I
started carrying one ever since I put that axe in my leg.
Yeah, and you got the heavy compressed bandages too. Band-aids don't work, folks. You need the big compression bandage.
You want me to? You could probably put a trout line in your koi fish pond, Irene.
Yeah, that's originally what it was designed for. Koi in old Japan was carp, and they picked out after generations pretty looking carp, but in times of famine and warfare, they would eat the koi fish because it's easy. What's called aquaculture. Also, frogs, crayfish in the pond because they used to have sieges you would not believe.
So, how many of you guys out there have your first aid kits for your bobs, for your bug out bag?
And like bug out bags, each first aid kit is designed to each person. And there's Gil of Gray Man Prepping.
Sorry, Mike, guys. Prepping? Yeah, that's my old channel.
I sent you a link a long time ago.
I was outside working on the watering system and just lost track of the time.
Are you turning into one of those regular homesteading guys?
Yeah. Well, hey, any good prepper should have a garden and have it set up so he doesn't have to spend all his time watering it.
I agree with that.
I got bugs this morning. They went through my switcher. You would not believe. I took care of them the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Question out there, Howie. Are you at home or in the hospital?
I think he's at home. Yes, Gray Man. Israeli bandages are great too.
yeah.
Let's see. I think Savage Swede, Jordan's channel before we went off air. Last time we broadcast was last November. He was showing the compression bandage, the Swedish use. I think he got in trouble for that, and we no longer hear from his channel.
He got in trouble for showing how to use it.
No, he showed surplus Swedish bandage. The Swedes are really finicky. If you show certain things they don't like, you get questioned really quick. Remember, they're socialists.
Yeah. Well, they shouldn't have their channels on here if that's what they want.
Yeah, well, the Swedes do take down YouTube channels regularly. If it's not dancing, singing, or something else, it drives you nuts. Well, what's next on the list?
We've got my bag done. Somebody else's turn. I
Okay.
can only get so much in there. I don't want it to be too heavy.
How about sleeping gear, folks?
My sleeping gear is on the outside of the bag.
Okay. My sleeping gear for the summer is a sleeping mat and a woolen blanket. That's all I need because I already have the the survival tarp, the heavy duty foiled one. That's my ground cloth, and I have the mat on top of it, and then I wrap myself in a single. And I got blanket pins, and I wrap myself in a heavy wool blanket. That's fine for me for most of the temperatures during the summer. If it's winter, I switch over to a heavy system because me and Hooples are arguing. But I got 3 climates. I got the valley, I got the foothills, and I got high Sierras. So I can't carry a bag for the lowlands. I can't carry a bag for the foothills, and I can't carry a bag. Do you know how many sleeping bags that's total?
Well, you can only carry one at a time.
Right.
Well, that's why you need to spend a little money and you get a 3-season sleeping bag.
Yep. I was just getting ready to say that.
But it's a mummy type for 3 seasons. And you
Because
can't
if
move.
you get the all-season one, it's got liners in it. You can bring them in and take them out.
Right. But I don't like the mummy type. It's good if you're in like high Sierra where it's freezing cold. But if down here and I got something sniffing at my feet, it's either a feral hog or a dog. I'm like, okay, I think this is a bad idea. I look like a burrito to them.
All right, Al, there is a 3-season sleeping bag that looks like a big pair of coveralls. You can get up, and if you need to, you can run in it.
Right, I know. It's called a kagu. It's French. Hi, Scott. Inside freedom.
Hey, Scott. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, pretty much my bug out bag is, I've done away with it because I'm at my bug out location. What I have is a rat fag. I can't even say it now. Rat fad. RATFAD. Run away to fight another day bag. Because I'm coming back and I'm taking my place back.
Yep.
Hey, Bob.
Unfortunately for me, after, let's see, flooding, wildfire, I don't think I'll be coming back to those houses anymore.
Yeah.
Especially on the one on the Russian River. It's probably out in the Bay of San Francisco, going at 4 knots.
That's why I call mine the Bob, the bug out bag, because if you get using it, you're coming back from wherever you're going.
Yeah, but usually if it's really bad, like a wildfire, and the Forest Service dynamite the mountainside or hillside, and your house is kind of covered with lots of dirt and rocks, I don't think that'll help out. I'll still sue those people. Oh, we're just putting out the fire. Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's see if I can
Are you
find it.
about ready to get all moved in over your new place?
That's where I'm at.
Yep.
Yeah, I moved in 3 days after we closed. I'm slowly moving everything from across the street.
That's what I was saying. Are you got everything moved in over there?
All the important stuff. I just now got to move some stuff out of the cargo containers into the shop, and got to bring my air compressor over. But basically, I got all the good stuff over here already.
Yeah.
Drops.
All the good stuff.
Right. Drops family says you could take your place back, Gil, if you have decoy food flavored with rat poison. If the government takes your place over, you're poisoning federal agents, and I don't think they take too lightly for that. See, they're already calling Gil.
Calling him. They're already calling him.
That was spam dial. I can tell by the number.
Go ahead, Gil.
Actually, the better way to do it is you leave extra alcohol around. They all get drunk and they're wasted. You just come in and it's all knife work.
Right. Remember, folks, booby traps and poison food is still against the law. Do not do that, because after the SHTF, somebody's going to be coming around in authority and they're going to be asking questions. And you can't say, well, it sank out in the boat in the lake and I have no idea what you're talking about. And then you're in prison like, I didn't know it was against the law. Too bad.
Everybody's going to have an excuse.
Yeah. And a lot of judges like, I heard that before. Enjoy your time in Leavenworth or wherever they put you at. What you're in here for? I put rat food in and decoyed food and killed 12 children. I don't think you're going to survive too long in federal penitentiary.
Hang on here. All right, found it. I don't know if you want to put this up or not, Will.
Is he going to shut me down?
Now,
nah.
These are the types I was talking about. These are the
those are sleeping bags.
Yeah, that you wear that you can get up and run around in.
That's so if you get catch yourself on fire, you can get up and run yourself right out of it.
Nah, like I said,
or if you like, if all of a sudden it's like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't want, you can get out and you go out so far and you quickly and back on again, and you don't have to go
like
out.
The world's biggest union suit.
Exactly.
Basically, folks, this is if you look at the title, Kagu, see, Gaorui, Kagu mummy sleeping bag, humanoid sleeping bag. That's a lovely title, humanoid.
They have the drop thing in the back.
No, but it's got, you can shuck it off fairly quickly to take care of your business and put it back on really quick.
Right. This was designed for the military because the military had the old mummy type, and they found out you can't fight in those things. You can't jump up, and you have to peel yourself out of it, get out all 3 layers, and then grab your weapon.
Yeah. There's different, some of them, have the different things to them, different sizes and stuff. And listen here. Is that the first one I went to? It's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, this was designed for the military. Now, NASA has a different version, which is like a hammock and a sleeping bag, which is kind of weird.
That looks big enough you could slip a gun in there with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was why it was designed. You keep the gun warm with body heat.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't shoot your foot off when you come stand up.
Or something else very important. You don't want to shoot off either.
Yeah, we'll wind up singing like the Vienna Boys Choir.
Yeah. And we have 12 watching, folks. Please hit the like button. And we're talking about bug out bags. If you know where your area is and you have caches, the bug out bag is only for the basic stuff you need to carry. I do have to warn people, a lot of people go overboard on food and cooking equipment. And you should have it very simple.
That's basically right. He's right about that because you didn't hear me mention anything about food when I was going through mine. I mean, you're going to have maybe in mine, I think about food and stuff. I usually have like Vienna sausages or something inside of it, something real small and lightweight. You know, I'm not really going to have anything that's going to make me shake, rattle, and roll. You know, you're not going to have the cans and stuff. You know, that's just for something like that where it doesn't make a lot of noise. Now,
And
Yep, bars.
yep, I have some of those bars too. You know, I was out running around yesterday with my boy. And I can't believe how much those Mountain Home meals are now. They used to be like $4 or $5. Heck, they're almost $10 just for one now.
yeah,
Because right now we're having an inflationary cycle of all. I did a list on that. Didn't we do this, Gil?
oh
2
yeah,
weeks ago?
we talked about it. It was about a month ago. We talked about it.
Yeah. April.
And about 2 months ago, we talked about one of the reasons why is that the besides everybody getting out there and panicking and buying stuff they're not going to eat right away, you know, just so they have it. The military has doing another 5-year cycle of refreshing all their stores.
Yep.
So that means they're you put in massive orders for new stuff.
And that's
Remember, that's-
MREs and stuff, and you can get those right offline.
Right, but there's a delay about either the price goes up or there's a delay of 6 months because not only us, our government, every government in the world, and since Japan went back to being a peaceful military power, guess who
Yeah, I
they're
noticed
ordering?
that, Scott.
Let's see what was Scott's question.
He was talking about the fast food restaurants.
Yeah, it's twice the price.
Yeah.
I just had my son go out and get us a couple of burgers the other day. I couldn't believe how much more they were.
Yep.
The dollar meal is now the $2 meal.
Or pretty soon the $4 meal. If they do hard rationing like in World War II, folks, you won't see a fast food place because a lot of the burger stands in World War II were gone. They weren't because it was non-essential. So goodbye McDonald's, goodbye Wendy's, goodbye fish and chips, whatever. They're going to be closed down because they're not essential. Essential is you go to a grocery store, you show your ration card and book. The big thing's going to be either bartering or a black market.
I'm not sure I'm going to know what to do when they close my coffee stand.
What's interesting,
They'll give you
though,
some beans and a hammer to make your coffee.
the farmers market will still be around.
Yes.
And there will probably be an uptick in market carts or market trucks, you know, driving through the neighborhoods, you know, pulling the neighborhood, selling fresh produce and stuff.
Right. But if they're doing hard rationing, you mean horse and wagon, right, Gil?
Yeah. No, they'll be using gasifiers just like they did in World War II.
Yeah, but Germany did that, and they still had the horse in front of the car. Get up! Now, folks, understand this. Worst one that had rationing was Japan and England. England did it right. Japan did it wrong. Big time. Because my grandfather told me stories that he got everything because my grandfather also did little things in the black market that we're not supposed to talk about. No, to survive militaristic, socialistic Japan, you had to be in the black market or you starved to death. And a lot of my family didn't starve to death because they used their brains.
Still more.
I have to get my son to start one of those gut truck idea things. Only instead of selling food out, would sell the espressos and stuff like that.
Good luck if you could get the gas. Also, there's a coffee bean shortage pretty soon. Gil doesn't have trouble. He drinks
Hot chocolate, but there's still going to be a hot chocolate shortage.
Yeah.
But I can make hot apple cider from scratch, which helps out.
Is that when you go out and stomp the apples with your feet, right?
Yep.
No, I got a press for that.
You could do it like on a truck, and just be there walking up and down, smashing the apples with your feet, but actually making it with the press, and they'd never know.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. Back to our main subject is what's in your bug out bag.
What's everybody got in their first aid kit?
Right.
You got your tourniquets in there?
How many tourniquets do you need in a first aid kit?
2. One you're going to use and then a replacement for it.
And a small kit, yeah. Remember that if it's in your bug out kit, it's a personal or individual first aid kit.
Right.
Because the tourniquet, you can only use it once.
Right. And
not necessarily. So the class 7 whatever one, the mechanical ones, once you're done with it, you just if you need to clean it up, you clean it up with alcohol, whatever else, put it back in the bag, and you're good to go again.
Right. Now, folks, on the other thing about this isn't coming up, but on the IFAC first aid kit, individual first aid kits, you have to be careful on medications. You got to know when they expire. Is it your personal medication or general medication? And also, if you're using any ointment, creams, water purification tablets, because that was one of my jobs as a staff sergeant, go through the kits that everybody carried inside command and check the dates on their medical items and ointments and stuff, and told them this goes in the garbage can, go see supply to get it replaced, because you want the freshest date. You don't want says, well, this is good until 1984. What year is this, guys?
2021.
Right. I think the medication is really old.
So then who are you going to get to replace it?
Usually a drugstore, because they have smaller sizes.
Yeah, but what if the drugstores are non-existent?
Then you're out of luck.
And that's why you check your bags, periodically, and make sure everything's up to date and good for several years. Yep. Then again, if you got stuff like the amoxicillin and stuff like that, that stuff, it goes, 20, 30 years beyond its best use by date, which was an arbitrary date they put on it. And they have found since that testing some of the stuff 20 years, it's 100% potent. It's still good.
And if most of that stuff, if you've been studying this stuff long enough, you know that when you look at it and it says whatever it is, say it expires today, that it clicks in your head. Oh, it's probably good till 2025 or something like that.
Yeah, on water purification tablets, I was a real stickler on that, because if I had a couple of guys got the runs because the tablets were too old by 2 years, and they say, I don't know why I'm in the hospital getting an IV of antibiotics. How old were your tablets? I followed directions. I said, how old is your tablets? Because I had to do paperwork on 2 of them. That's three copies to the base commander. Why is this airman sick in the hospital? Staff sergeant, or soon to be Sergeant Sato. I'm like, they're stupid, sir. And I had to fill out the forms, and love days like that.
Drop's got a good question there. I wonder what the shelf life is on Viagra.
Probably about 4 to 5 years because it's a hormonal agent.
Yeah.
And like I said, folks, make sure you check on all dates of medications, personal or in your first aid kit. Make sure it's up to date. In your bug out bag, again, if anything is old, fragile, looks bad, is falling apart, take it out. Because we all seen what happened to Hubble's cat. When he says, oh, rats got in there. And I think this used to be a survival book. Now it's a rat's nest. And look, rat urine and rat poop all over my bug out bag. And
Well, he's in medicine. I can't believe some of that stuff he comes up with. And he's
Yeah.
supposed to be a nurse, you know.
administrator
Hey,
now.
don't forget, he's in social medicine.
Right.
Social medicine. There you go.
Mhm.
Right, but enough gags on Hubble's cat. But you got to inspect your bags for the season at least once a month to make sure, like, oh, there's a family of possums living in there, and they're looking at me sort of mad, and they got my AK pointing at me. Okay,
AK. You're not supposed to have an AK.
what
Yes.
AK?
He has the semi-automatic version with the 5-round magazine only.
Yeah,
What
That's
All
AK?
right, covered you, Al.
they're gonna make it so you like can have 4 rounds.
What AK? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Instead of
It
cake,
went
right?
with the boat with the will out in the desert in
By the time you
Nebraska.
get 4 rounds off, that thing wants to go 5 more times.
Yeah.
Actually, something to consider for your first aid kits. If you go out and you buy the alcohol wipes, like especially the ones at Sam's Club, they're a little itty bitty alcohol patch, about 1.5 inches square. That's it, and they're expensive heck. But if you go and you get the box of the well, let's show you here.
Yep.
The lens wipes. Hey, this is alcohol, and it opens up big, so you can clean your glasses and stuff. But it's alcohol.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that work on wound areas too.
So I was just checking. That's all it says. Has it on here is alcohol. So
That's all you need, huh?
yeah,
Right. And
and
again,
it's a lot cheaper than the the quote alcohol wipes you get in those boxes, which are are patch cleaning kits.
right, folks. Again, if you use a bug out bag, make sure you train with it. Go out for 3 days. It's a short camping trip. Go out to your state parks, enjoy the scenery. Go camping, see if it works. Because I've seen people with bug out bags, like I said, let's go test it. Well, we're going to camp in my backyard, so I can throw golf balls at your head because every time you goof up. Because
It's
I
getting to
am,
be that time of year. Everybody needs to be out there doing the hiking down the trail stuff, you know,
Yeah.
right. I try to teach
instead
this
of being the front room chair supervisor, you know.
right, sitting. Go outside and do stuff, folks.
I mean,
Because I was showing
my
one
lungs
person,
are all messed up, but I go outside.
good. Like Will says, even if you have a disability, you can go outside. Because I was trying to teach this guy how to use a hand line, and he never used it. He's a city boy, you know. Only fish he saw was in the supermarket underneath bright lights and plastic wrap. I said, that's not how you catch fish. So we get it out, and nothing on his hand line caught. Or says, why isn't anything coming up on your line? Oh, I don't know how to tie the knot to put the hook on. He just tied the weight and threw the weight into the water. And I already got 2 fishes by that time before I noticed. I'm like, so what are you going to eat for dinner? Well, you got fish there. I'm like, I'm not sharing it. That's my
Yeah,
dinner.
these are mine. Where are yours?
Yeah, because
Yeah. Al, sorry to interrupt, but if will share this, we'll talk about practicing your bug.
froze.
This is
And-
why you want to practice your bug out bag, is make sure it's not too big and too heavy for you to actually use.
Look, it's Hubble's cat.
I mean, hey, yeah, there are some huge bags, and then of course there's the ladies' gold lame bag too.
I want
that's
that
only
orange one.
And that's only for makeup, folks.
Yeah, I mean,
I want that orange one.
that one.
Yeah,
Or-
that'll work.
Or
All I gotta
that
do is learn to drag it.
There's the same one outside of the store. But yeah, there are people. Yeah, this guy's on the subway, or the light rail. But yeah, there are. They do make these. There are a lot of these out there, people. There's utterly ridiculous why people have oversized backpacks like this that they will never ever, if they load it with anything besides wadded up newspapers or those peanut packing stuff, you ain't gonna be able to carry it.
You want to carry a military load like I did in the SAC command. People won't go 20 feet. I had to do 20 miles with that.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody, somebody put a helmet on you, put a flak vest on your chest, put on your pack, then you carry your weapons and you do 20 miles over rough terrain. Then you can complain. Other than that, I don't want to hear it. Only one who could complain is Dave of Southern Ohio Prepping, because he was in the Army.
Yeah. So you really the Alice Pack. Talking to a lot of the military guys and stuff, including my wife, is probably the better way to go than a lot of these quote modern backpacking ones, because it was engineered to be able to carry the stuff and for you to be able to move and maintain your balance.
Right. And also with the Alice Pack, you could, with a special frame for the Alice Pack, you could carry 5 gallons of water on your back.
Yeah.
Because I did that in the military. Trust me, it wasn't fun, folks.
Yeah. And then there's the large versions, and yeah. So, anyways, just thought I'd throw that up there for you.
Yeah.
So you need to put those packs on and go out and do like Anthony at Pimento Prepared did. Go out there and just go out to the neighborhood track and see how far you can go before you go, that's enough. That's enough.
Will has a great excuse. He has Dustin, so Will could put the pack on him. I'll just follow back here with the walker and the oxygen tank.
There you go.
Go ahead, Dustin.
I'll get somebody to haul the oxygen tank. We'll put the backpack on Dustin. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's almost top of the hour.
Yeah.
Will, do you want anything to finish off?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Gil to give off his Friday.
What I got coming up?
Yep.
Let me turn on the other computer here, or the monitor for the. Okay, so what I have coming up here for tomorrow night, May 7th, is we're going to on the Friday night special on Camp Patton Family Compounds channel, because I've split my 2 ones between the Gray Man Prepping channel, which is going to be all prepping stuff, and the Camp Patton Family Compound, which is going to be all homesteading, gardening, and that stuff, and other fun things. So Friday is going to be on the Camp Patton Family Compound. It's going to be Mother's Day plans and other things for the weekend, because hey, this Sunday is Mother's Day, guys. Get out there and get your significant other and your mother something she will like.
I'd have to get my mother her angel wings.
Yeah. Well, me too. But I say your significant other, because if she's a mother too, hey, it's still her day as well. And buying her an air compressor is not the thing to do, like in the comics, Baby Blues. She said anything other than that's not related. Yeah, Red Dragon related. And so he goes, well, she said she wanted anything that make her happy.
That's including funeral plots, folks. Do not get your mother or mother-in-law funeral plots unless she wants to die soon and use it.
But Yeah, that's what's coming up on tomorrow night.
Froze.
He's froze.
Tuesday, though, on Gray Man Prepping is going to be Home Invasion. Make your plans now.
Make your plan.
Yep,
That's including bails bondman and a good lawyer.
exactly.
Remember, guys, this Saturday at 7 p.m., I'll have a special. It's going to be if you were born around 1953, you might want to be here. And that'll be at 7 p.m.
Mountain time.
Mountain time. And then Monday, remember, we changed the time to 12 noon.
Okay.
And then that's it. I'm good.
Yeah. I got about 4 or 5 videos I got put out because I'm busy in my garden. They ate my Swiss chard. I had nice chard growing, and then come out there, it's in the covered wagon, the covered thing. So no bugs this year. Wrong. Everything else crawled in there and ate all my
Hey,
Swiss
you
chard.
can get this stuff called, let me get it out here. Corn gluten. I've got it right here written down. Corn
Yeah.
gluten. Put it on your plants and you'll never have to weed again.
No, it's not weed. Bugs. Bugs will eat the corn gluten. I think that didn't work. Got rid of the weeds, but I think they got fat on the corn gluten. Like, fine. What's the next appetizer? That's when I used
Diatomaceous.
earth. That stopped them right there. Or my rest of my beds would be gone.
Say goodbye, Al.
Bye, folks.
See you guys later.
Thanks for coming, you guys.